The world is a two-class system, and until people realise that and realise they need to get rid of that two-class system, then people will be coming to this sort of protest again and again.
Breaking the neck, everybody shaking up, staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Going nowhere, somebody help me.
What can you tell me about this leaflet that you've got? You've got a protest behind us, you've got some leaflets, but you don't quite agree with the protesters, do you?
No, we don't agree with the idea that the government is the one that controls capital. Capital controls any government, which is why we've got to argue for a total revolutionary change in society. We have to argue for that now. What you'll find a lot of people on this march doing is they've got the idea that what we'll do is we'll put forward these so-called provisional demands. Yeah? A typical left-wing Leninist view, because they don't think the working class, the likes of you and me, can understand our own economic interests. Our material interests are not to change the government. Our material interests rely on getting rid of, expropriating the capitalist class and changing completely the way in which production is organised. Production for need and not for personal profit. And that involves abolishing the wages system. This is something that Karl Marx was arguing for in the 19th century. He's argued purely for that. Get rid of the idea of a third day's wage for third day's work and put on your banners abolition of the wages system, because the wages system, labour that is sold to the capitalists is the hallmark of capitalism. Anything else is just pissing them out.
Tories! 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 Out! 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 Tories! 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 Out! Out! Out!
My name is Mayor and I'm a second year student at the University of Manchester. I've taken part of the Uni of Manchester rent strike since January, and today I wanted to talk about the issues students face today. They're not just at the hands of university management, but Tory cuts, careless education ministers, and a cabinet focused on profiting off the struggles of those they exploit. My university experience has been defined not only by neglect of students by senior management, but a constant pattern of apathy and exploitation by the Conservative government. For the past 13 years, the Tories have been in power, students have been taken advantage of and dragged through the mud. The state of student loans, statistical treatment and persecution of student activists by the Tory government and the millionaires who run these institutions paint a picture on what the Conservative Party and education system is and has always been. A classist institution working to protect the livelihoods of the same oligarchs in power that create the policy which allows immigrants to be exploited as precarious workers, which allows the police to assault those the government will claim they are allowed to protect, and allow trans kids to be killed in broad daylight. All this is a pattern of brutal Tory austerity and policy which has cost lives and has led us here today.
Tommy, what's the Department of Wealth?
No, that's for the rich people to buy.
We need to burn.
You have to be wealthy. You have to own shares. You have to invest in oil. Free oil exploitation here.
My name is Moses Mbano, as the speaker has just said. I come from Newcastle upon Tyne, and we are campaigning against the government because they are imprisoning women, the people that are defenseless. They are put in detention centers. Their wives, their mothers, their sisters, they left their children. They ran away from persecution from countries like my country, like Zimbabwe, and in many other countries that doesn't recognize human rights.
Our schools are crumbling down around our children. The workloads of our colleagues are rocketing. Staff pay is plummeting and child poverty is rising to abhorrent levels. But the fight against this government to invest in education is a fight that must go on.
Refugees are welcome here! Refugees are welcome here! No justice, no peace! Abolish the police! No justice, no peace! Abolish the police!
The world is a two-class system, and until people realise that and realise they need to get rid of that two-class system, then people will be coming to this sort of protest again and again. People have always, right, here's me as an old bastard, right? I've had this conversation time after time over decades. And for example, with charities, let's get rid of homelessness, let's get rid of famine, let's get rid of nuclear weapons, let's get rid of them. All of these worthy ideas just don't work because they ignore the market system, ignore the capitalist system. That's it.
I stand up and say, let's stand our rights and fight against this shameful government.